What? We are live again with another video. Hey, welcome Sports Global YouTube family to another big video this evening. Of course, so much things happening in the sporting world. You know, if you think that the World Cup is one of the biggest thing happening, guess what? A lot of things happening in the track and field world. As well. Somewhere there about there is some kind of world record going on with that. But the big thing today for me and for us is whether or not Brazil can really win this World Cup. And I wanted to ask everybody today out there, in the world, whether or not they think that Brazil can win this World Cup based on what you have seen of them, in their preliminary game. I am not satisfied, and I know a whole lot of people might not have been satisfied. But guess what? We have some esteemed people with us, and we going to find out from them whether or not they are satisfied. Some big ball players. But of course, my colleague is here with me, Rudy. And Rudy, where are you going, boss?
Yeah, man, I want more time to say welcome to Sports Pulse on a Sunday. Just hanging out with you and the boys. We're just talking sports. So certainly it's going to be a good session. It's going to be a good day. Looking forward to it.
All right, blessings, man. Hey, Georgie, you're watching all of the World Cup games, you can't miss it as a baller. How going? How things?
Yes, man, I'm staying in tune, with the game. A lot of exciting matches, and just take one game at a time.
One game at a time. Of course, we have Orion Brown, football agent over there in Jamaica as well. Fantastic thing. I don't remember if Brazil was Orion team. I think that's what I remember still. But, Orion, how are you doing? Orion. Don't know if Orion hearing me. Orion, you can hear me? Oh, look like Orion not hearing me at all. Hopefully. I might not mute or nothing still, but
testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Orion, you can hear me? Orion? Yeah, Orion I fix him things. So anyway, George Rudy is here, and just want to big up the Sports Globe YouTube family as well for another Sports Sunday, as we have it every Sunday at 6 o'clock. We appreciate it, and all those who are joining, big up. What say Andrew Finley joining in as well. So want to ask all our YouTubers out there to join in the discussion. Let us know how you feel about this World Cup and what's on your mind generally, though. In the sporting world, is it World Cup that is on your mind, or is it the issues with World Cup that is still on your mind? With referee getting, barred from entering the United States to officiate a game and all that kind of a thing. Let us know what you are thinking right about now. So join in on the discussion, and let us know what's on your mind, our Sports Global YouTube family. So, hey, listen, let me start off with a big thing though, because the World Cup is going on in the US, but another big event happening in the US, as a matter of fact, is an historic occasion. It was, and that is the NBA Finals completed. They never had to go to a Game 6. They never had to go to a Game 7. But guess what? They only could stop at a Game 5. Rudy, what was your thoughts on the New York Knicks winning the 2026 edition? After 53 years of knocking on the door hard, the Patrick Ewings was almost brought to tears when I saw him, out there. What's your thoughts on the NBA Finals last night?
Well, it's simple enough. Knicks in 5. That's what it is. No making no noise. As simple as it is. Knicks in 5.
Yeah.
But certainly it was historical. It was something that many Knicks fans, some of them has been waiting for over 50 years.
Yeah.
They've been waiting for this, and to see that happen in the fashion and in the way it happened, well deserved. And what a lot of people tend to focus on the NBA championship, the new league that the NBA put on, which is a plane. The Knicks won the plane this year. So they won the plane, they won the East, and then they won the title. They win 3 for 3. They win all 3 all three titles this year that the NBA put in. So definitely, um, I'm very very happy to see that. I love the Knicks. Not my favorite team, but I love the Knicks. And I'm
Yeah.
very very happy to see that. It well deserving. Every time you see a new team could win the NBA championship, it's always good for the city, good for the fans, and it's good for NBA. Not seeing the same team over and over. We did say it was a Canadian is going to win. It just wasn't the Canadian what we think, but that win the title. There's a different Canadian, but still, Canada is still in
Hey,
there,
Rudy, man.
and
Hey,
it's good to
listen,
see that,
Rudy.
man.
Make us get down to the fundamental of the thing. The Knicks make us feel like they was going to lose every single one of those 5 games.
No,
Because the only one it in the
they've
fourth
been playing
quarters
this
all the
way.
time.
They've been playing,
It
but they've
was
been playing this way for a long time. It's not new. You got to watch the
heartbreaking,
Knicks to
boss.
kind of you
Heartbreaking,
you
man.
got to you see what happened now. Some of the games during the regular season, some people never watch, and those people who've been
Yeah,
seeing this game during the regular season know what the Knicks can do. That's their style. That's what they can do. But the only issue is that teams don't. San Antonio didn't pick up on that.
yeah.
So when it comes to the fourth quarter with San Antonio, they panic.
Hey,
Look at game
listen,
four. Listen,
the 29.
29 points. 29
Yeah,
points.
I mean, that
And
heartbreaking,
they
man.
panic.
Hey, the
It was
Spurs
a
supposed
panic
to.
for them. Spurs are supposed to win this game.
Hey, George,
Stat shows, yeah, man.
How you feel about the thing? Oh, New York State today. People still are partying on the street or what?
Yeah, man. You're not done.
George,
Yeah, man. In other words, then, as you know, I'm not too much in the basketball thing,
yeah.
but I know the Times Square is another thing,
Uh,
excitement,
uh,
the excitement that is down there, a
yeah,
lot of people, even when you look at the Facebook in terms of streaming,
yeah.
people taking pictures and, it is just, they are excited.
They're
That's,
excited.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, bless up, Andrew Finley. Thanks, boss. You don't think Brazil are gonna win the thing? Hey, listen, man. What you see? Tell us what you see so far, and what you like or what you don't like about the Brazil team that you see so far. All right, so Rudy, there's a whole lot of track and field thing happening. 110-meter hurdles. Win. I think we can talk about that later on in the week, but right now, football is the big thing in the year. Some crazy matches going on. I want to get some early reactions to the Brazil game. George, and I want to start off with you as the big football expert on top of the thing. I think Orion trying to jump back in. And let us just give you some scores though. Since the World Cup had started and we haven't been on. So Mexico won their game over South Africa 2-0. The South Koreans came back from a goal down to win their game up against Czechia 2-1, which was an excellent game too. Canada drew their game. I guess they came knocking at the door with Bosnia several times, but they could only score one goal, so the game was drew 1-1 there down in Toronto. The United States, they are the team that is really looking good as a young group of players, winning their games over Paraguay handsomely by 4-1. And let's see some other group stages. Qatar and Switzerland drew 1-1 as well. Brazil, this is the one that is the most disappointing for me. Drawing maybe it is not disappointing, but I still feel it was disappointing. Drawing with Morocco 1-1 as well. Haiti, got beaten by Scotland. Kind of expected. 1-0. Australia did get by Turkey 2 goals last night, and of course Germany a wallop our CONCACAF team. Curacao equalized and was looking even good at one stage, but then the Germans, I guess, them turned the pipe on and everything started to flood the whole place. And just concluded the big Netherlands up against, one of the least fancy teams in the World Cup and drew 2-2. Netherlands the Japanese came from behind twice to equalize and get a 2-2 draw. One of the next big games coming up today. The final game of the day today is going to be, Ivory Coast up against Ecuador, and you can expect there's going to be quite a bit of fire in regards to that. I think I see Orion jumping back
It's,
in.
it's not the final game now. We have one more now. Switzerland playing Turin at 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock
There's one more
tonight.
game. There's
Okay.
2 more
There's
games.
one more
Yeah.
game there.
There's 2 more games. Yeah.
So we have that to go. Georgie, which one of these games stood out for you mostly?
Well, in other words, let me start with the Brazil game.
Yeah.
What I find is the Brazil game in terms of they have a lot of structure, but I don't see a lot of skill in the team. They're technically sound, but not a lot of skill. Even when you look at in terms of the stats, 54 to 46, Morocco.
Yeah.
That means Morocco is really matching them in terms of possession. This is something rare you see in terms of a Brazil side. Brazil side is normally strong in possession. And you have a Morocco side matching them basically pass by pass. And in terms of score, look better than them. And in terms of the midfield, you have this young 18-year-old who basically run the whole midfield.
Yeah.
You know, and that to me is a surprise. I think the coach is depending on more of loyalty in terms of the talent. And I think that is kind of let him down. Too much, I believe, older players were on the field.
Yeah.
So they never have that energy level to compete how they're supposed to compete. And the possession tell the whole story.
Yeah. So their stats, as George was saying, is that Brazil take 8 shots on the goal while Moroccans take 13. But George, that's something else too, you know. You understand? 13 shots compared to Brazil 8. You don't think that Brazil would not kill the man them trying as hard as they can, you know. And shots on target. So the Moroccans had 4 on target, Brazil have 5 on target. Right, percentages, of course, you know, possession. Brazil 54% was very close to a 46% for the Moroccans, and just to give us some passing numbers as well. So they were quite equal, 499 passes compared to 474 passes for the Moroccans. So the Brazilians really not dominating the game at all, and you thought that they would. Not that the Moroccans are a very bad team; they are a pretty good team. Right, the accuracy, Brazil accuracy was 87% compared to Morocco with 88%. There you see, the thing was pretty even. So Brazil now playing a ball. Brazil not playing a ball at all. Rudy,
no, they're not playing a ball. And normally, you see Brazil, their wing back, they are strong wing back. They normally bring in their wing back to kind of start the attack. This team, you don't see that with this team. What they're doing, they're starting way up. Because if you understand in terms of the guy who scored the goal, what's his name again?
The scorer?
Yeah, scorer for Brazil.
For Brazil.
Vincent.
Vinicius Jr.
Yeah, Vinicius. If you notice, they're waiting until they reach way up to feed Vinicius with the ball.
Yeah.
Instead of the wing back really starting the attack, with normally Brazil would normally do, where you have the wing back would come in to the wingers are the ones they are dependent on. I will not see that level of possession.
Yeah. Rudy, how you see it?
Well, first and foremost, it's only Brazilian fans that believe Brazil going to win the World Cup, you know. I don't understand. It's only Brazilian fan that think that. And I say that to say that you underestimate Morocco. Morocco is the African champion team. Morocco was 4th at the last World Cup. So why do we think Morocco is a soft team? Morocco is not a soft team. You know, so everything that, you know, yes, we see that, you know, what we expect from Brazil. It is not the days of the Ronaldos. And to see the style of playing, it's a different style, and they don't have Neymar for one. Right, so Neymar is not in there, and it's the first game.
Neymar on the bench.
Listen, we've seen this with a lot of teams. It's the first game. So we don't. So you kind of, you know, they still got another 2 games to play, so they have time. So certainly, you know, they will do better. But you know, sometimes when you just open up game, you kind of shaky a little bit. You understand? And they kind of feel some people and try to feel, because some of these teams they never played before. There are teams that played already. There are some teams that never played before, so they don't know what they're coming with. But do not underestimate Morocco. Morocco is a very, very good team. Morocco coming to get better than 4th place from the last World Cup.
Morocco ranked number 7, in other words.
Yeah.
So they're really not a bad team, right? But,
so the fact that the way they play Brazil, and that will happen when you play a strong team. We're not at the USA yet, and I know we look at the USA playing so well. The USA look good, but because of who they're playing, let them have a stronger opponent. Would they be doing the same thing? And that's what I'm trying to say. So you see that from Brazil, the way they're playing because they have a strong opponent. So no, they just got to go back and just put things together. And I think you're going to see a better team. But I don't, like I said, it's only the Brazilian fans that think Brazil is going to win the World Cup. That's it. But again, it's just the first game. For all the teams, it's just the first game. Yeah.
Reds I said, don't worry. Brazil are going to reach a 16 and turn a thing from there. So don't worry on yourself at all.
Yeah.
Hey, Reds, we yet to see that, We're wait to see that totally, because here the thing. Here my thing is with the Brazilian. Even you're playing a number 7 team in the world and the shape of the team not looking good. They play like them don't know each other at all. Them playing like them not even played together ever before. Them playing very confusing. The goal of Vinicius scoring, he literally took that ball and him won. Right?
Yes, he did.
Literally just took that ball and
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So the Brazilians, hey, listen, we just watch a matchup against the Japanese and the Netherlands. And you can see the Japanese, the score and the Koreans were the same thing too, Some just are sure about teams are come prepared to play at the World Cup and then playing like a team. They're a goal down. The Koreans was a goal down. The Japanese was a goal down. They came back. Right? The shape of the team never looked poor at all. The shape of the team stood there. I'm expecting a Brazilian team who's an experienced team. Put the ball on the ground, move the ball around from back, as George was saying, move the ball around from back to the front, using up the flanks and them kind of, not like that. The man them play like them. Them
but Richie,
them never played football before.
And that's the problem right here, because the Brazilian team that we know of, the team of the past. This is not, when we look at this team, it's not the way they play. I've seen Brazil touch the ball 12 times before they score a goal.
Yeah.
At a World Cup game at home, when they host the World Cup at home. And I've seen that. So now the type of team that is there now is not the Brazil team that we know of. But like I said, they play a lot. I see a lot of selfish playing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, they play a lot of selfish, trying to play as a team. So they will get it together. And I don't know, like I said, if they're waiting for the star as Neymar to be there to control. I don't know why they play this way, or they come in with too much confidence. Maybe they come in with too much confidence, and maybe that could be a part of it too, and underestimate some teams. No, I'm saying, but some teams could come in. Yeah, you could come in looking confident, and they can come in with the confidence and play differently, which is what they did.
Yeah.
You understand? So
I want to tell you, the team that played so far in the competition that looked confident to me is the Americans.
But again, I said the same thing prior to, and I said to say, Richie, is the opponent they're playing.
Yeah.
And yes, when I see this game, because I called you that night, I called you to discuss the exact same thing that I seen. They're playing like a World Cup champion team. Yeah. But is the opponent they're playing? Would that happen if they get a stronger opponent? Would it be the same thing? So definitely look at what Germany did.
Yeah.
If Germany playing a stronger opponent, would they do the same thing?
But Germany playing a lot of confidence as well, right?
Even though
they're playing
a weak team,
but they're playing with a whole lot of confidence.
Yeah, and they don't slow down. Remember, Japan mindset for Japan playing is pushing the ball forward. That's Japan mindset. But we're seeing the same thing with the Japanese, with the Chinese, with the Koreans. They play together. They have a different attitude towards sports, towards everything, towards sports on a whole, not only football, but towards sports on a whole. You see a different attitude in them. So when you see now those teams coming in, that's what you're gonna get from them.
Yeah, Georgie.
Rudy, if you notice, the energy level of the Korean team and the Japanese team and even the Netherlands team, the high energy.
Okay? Yeah, but very much so.
The Brazilian team, away from the forward, away from Rafinha and Vinicius.
Yeah.
The other players, they just look lethargic.
Yeah, they did.
The midfield, you don't see that the midfield, you don't see that robustness coming out of the midfield. Yeah. They weren't putting those passes together. They weren't feeding the forwards them with ball. And the wing backs weren't coming into the game.
Yeah.
You know? So the Brazilian, they really don't find that rhythm as yet.
Yeah. No, and that's what I'm saying.
Are they going to find it though, Georgie? Are they going to look like they will find a rhythm there at all?
If they want to go back,
the team need to be sorted. Well, I don't know what Ancelotti are doing. I don't know if all of these changes that he make with the team and this newness that he's bringing, is taken away from what Brazil is, because Brazil pretty much have a certain kind of play, and they like holding the ball and they like moving the ball and that kind of thing. So I don't know. And based on the players that he had assembled together, I don't know. Something just look off totally.
Well, the midfield is too old in terms of Casemiro. Casemiro should be somebody coming in for, say, like a 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be in the mainstay. He's supposed to be a man where you want to hold the game together, like you have a thin margin and you want to hold the game together. You bring in a player like Casemiro.
Yeah.
But for him to be starting, he don't have that energy level to sustain it. You understand me? So that is where the midfield wants straighten out and the wing backs want to straighten out. If you don't straighten out those two positions, because you have the forwards, but they're not getting the supply. Right.
Yeah. But they have to get back. Like I said, Brazil have this thing about playing togetherness. And they have to get to that Brazil style playing. Like I said, the Brazil that we know of playing is not the Brazil we just seen 2 days ago. They certainly have to get back to that style of football, to the style of what Brazil want to do. And if they do want to go back home, they better do better, Brazil may not even accept them back.
They might not get
because Brazil, they may not, listen. Brazil is a country that they eat, breathe, sleep football. Everything for them is football. Every single thing for them is football. And when you get to that opportunity now to make to hold up that trophy another time and you don't deliver, listen, the president might come out and say, "Don't come back," So yeah, some things like that. But certainly, like I said, they really have to get it together, and I think they would. And it's just one game. They on the board, they have a point. It's not that they lost the game, they didn't. So they on the board, they have a point, and that's a good start. 1 point is better than no point, so that is a good start.
Well,
but we hope to see better.
Well, let's look at where they are in the group, because they are in Group C. Scotland leading that group with 3 points. Morocco is right there above Brazil, of course, based on how they rank the teams, and Brazil is in 3rd position in that, below, right, just above.
Yeah, but
Brazil will come out of the zone, no doubt.
Yeah, man, but Scotland. Remember, they play Haiti and they play Scotland. Brazil will beat those 2 teams. They'll beat those 2 teams.
Yeah, they will come out of the zone, definitely. But after they come out of the zone, what is going to happen?
They'll come out. I'm telling you, they'll come out.
Yeah. They must come out. But what is going to happen after? They must get better to proceed.
We talk about.
What if it's George and Rudy? What if it's if Brazil draw with 80? Possible, right? Brazil draw with 80.
And possible.
Morocco, and Morocco.
That's a bad possibility. It's not gonna happen. That is a bad possibility.
Right now, as it is, Morocco wouldn't feel themselves better up against Scotland, and try to win the zone. You understand?
Yeah, but right now,
would I feel like, hey, listen, Brazil never played too good against Morocco, and try to feel themselves good and get something out of the Brazil game. You
But right
understand
now,
me? So
Richie,
the Scotland and the Morocco gonna feel good within themselves right now. So it leaves Brazil a little vulnerable based on how them playing right now. So them
well,
got to
let me put
really
it.
come.
Let me put it this way, right? And I'm happy for Scotland, and that's all they're going to get at 3 points. That's all they
Oh,
get. It. I'm telling you now, at 3 points. They're
hey,
not beating
me.
Brazil, and they're not beating Morocco. They're
Hey,
not beating
George,
them.
George,
I,
what you
I
say?
expect them. I expect them to listen. 3 points is 3 points, but I expect them to do better against Haiti. I did, and they didn't. You understand? For a team like Haiti,
Yeah.
is Haiti is not a football nation like we hear about the other countries. You don't really, hear about
Hey,
Haiti as a
Rudy, but
football nation.
is you just said a while ago, that these
However,
teams coming to the World Cup,
yes.
Okay.
However, in this pool, and
Yeah.
Brazil and Morocco move out. I'm telling you.
All
Yeah,
right.
Scotland,
Here,
Scotland get the win against the weakest team, and let them
yeah.
take it. But they're not beating the next two teams.
Here, Georgia, chime
Yes,
in. Georgie, the
Scotland.
group.
Scotland may get a third place finish,
Yeah.
advance out of the group,
Yeah.
but it's going to definitely be in terms of Brazil and Morocco. But that is
Coming out
not
of the
where the
group.
game starts. Yeah, the game starts when they advance to what? To the 24
The
them
second
go.
round. The second
Yeah.
round. The second round.
When you go to the
Second round.
second
Yeah.
round,
That's when real football starts.
this level
Yeah.
of play
Mhm.
cannot take you beyond the second round.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. Where I watch it
Yeah.
now. Where I watch it. We're still there. Your sports club fans asking you what you think of the Brazilian making it to the 32 for the next round, as George and Rudy said. Them definitely guarantee for making it to the 32. Me, very optimistic too. But based on how them look, I don't know, star. We don't know who are going with the Brazilian look and shape and form and scoring goals and all them things. Because it's not like them even win, like them even, score several goals and goal score against them from some, but at least them scoring are the ball. Obviously, so the ball not even move through the field at all. But hey, listen. So listen, sports club fans, chime in, let me know what you think about the Brazilian team and who you think will win the World Cup in the first place. Because I still have France as the number one pick to win this World Cup. So, but
You know, hear my pick
move on.
yet. You know, hear my
You
pick
know,
yet to
your
win the
pick
World
yet.
Cup. You know, hear my pick yet to win the World
You
Cup. Eh?
think of Canada your pick, man?
No, man. Canada. Yes.
Anyway, as we talk about Canada and thing, let's go through some of the zone and some of the games that have been played in the zone. George, we're looking at Zone A with Mexico leading that zone, winning their game up against South Africa, right? And of course, the South Koreans definitely going up against Czech, and they won their game coming from behind again. How you see the zone right now, George? I know we'd all pick the winners out of the zone before, but now that the match has played, how you see the zone now?
All right, in terms of the zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am still saying that Korea
Yeah.
and Czech, Mexico. That's what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Mexico
Zone A.
and Korea. Mexico and Korea
Mexico and South
are going
Africa.
to advance. No, Mexico and Korea.
Mexico and Korea. Okay.
Yeah, are going to advance from that round.
So
I
things
don't
that the
see-
Czech, things that the Czech or South Africa can get a win, whether the Czech get it over South Africa or South Africa get it over the Czech, and them start to put some influence in the game. Because one of them can spring a surprise from Korea, one of them can spring a surprise from the Czech can spring a surprise from Mexico. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Not all them. They're too laid back.
Yeah.
The Czech, they were too laid back in terms
Yeah.
of how they were playing. Yeah, me not really see it. Them not have the midfield for really carry that team beyond Mexico and Korea. Them not have that midfield for carry it. And the energy, unless them improve drastically, they're not going to advance further.
They're not going to advance. So you really see it as the Mexicans and the Koreans getting out of the zone.
Yeah. Mexico
Rudy,
and Korea.
Rudy, how you feel about it?
I still think the Czech could move on. I think it'll be Mexico and Czech. Like I said, we seen the first game, and a lot of team is going to go back and go back to the drawing board, and they wouldn't do the same thing as they have done in the past. And Czech allowing a team to come back. They're going to get their act together now, and I think Czech is coming from there. Like I said, I've seen South Korea over the years, and they are doing this stuff, but Czech could come out of it. But like again, it's points on the board. You don't have the points, then I could sit down and say anything I want to. Right now, them two teams have the points on the board, so they look like the two team. But it's 3 games they have to play. Still got 2 more games, so let's see what happens.
So nobody now give the South Africans a chance in a.
No, man, South Africa, not they ain't that thing. No, man.
They've never looked too promising against the Mexicans.
No, man, they never looked too promising. Period.
Them compete, but they're not at the level that they can advance. They're really not at the level. They can't advance further,
All right, me could look at that game, because the Mexicans definitely had 16 shots. They have a whole lot of opportunity on that game for sure. 16 shots compared to 3 from the South Africans. In terms of possession, only 39%. The Mexican was really dominant with 61% in that game. Passes, the Mexican outpassed them by 538 to the South Africans 341. So they really look really good. The South Africans really wasn't in there at all. So that was what the game looked like. So, but let's go on to another game. And it says South Africa Czech game, Georgie. And you really think they not South Africa, but South Korea. South Korea really, were they really dominant in the game? Because they really played the game with quite a bit of speed and look good up against Czechia.
Right, they had high energy level. They were well organized, and they play good. They play good. In other words, then they were a well organized team. You can see that they were well organized, and the energy level is very good. So I see them. They're going to advance from this round. Them and Mexico, and the team are going to have to play well to really beat them, because of the way they organize and the energy level. And it's a good technical team. Technically, they're good.
They're good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Same thing, Rudy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I agree with that. All right, we could go down to Rudy's favorite team, the Canadians up against the Bosnians. The Canadians look like the Bosnians, or the Bosnians was just, never think. We could look at the game and look at them stats and see what's going on. The Canadians have 13-8 from the Bosnians. Possession 40% for Bosnians. So Canada had a lot of the balls, but my thing with Canada, right? Unlike the Americans, that's scoring the goals. Right? When Americans get the ball, they really hold up their head and see the goal. It's like the Canadians, them not seeing the goal at all. So they're really not on target with their shots. Here they got 13 shots off, but a lot of them was tame and weak. I don't know. If the man them tired or what, but this is their city that they're playing in. Them supposed to come with a whole lot of buzz. Not a whole lot of buzz was there at all. George, what do you feel?
Well, in terms of the Canadian, right? They were playing the game in terms of they weren't coordinated. The defense were playing good and the forward was playing good. But there was no supply coming out of the midfield. They don't have a coordinated midfield. And therefore, you don't see that level of passes going to the forward. Because the forwards, they are exciting. When they get the ball, it's like something is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? But the midfield, you're not getting that level of play, that constant feed supply line coming from the midfield. It is not there. They need to get an organized midfield in order if they want to progress. But I believe they can progress from the zone because they have the energy and the excitement. But right now they are disjointed. They don't look like a well-organized team to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I could read one more text from Reds. Reds say Brazil need a midfielder, as George said. But if they don't have that in a Reds, in this World Cup, you can't make it to the 32, So if I'm going to find them a midfielder pretty soon. So Yeah, Rudy. Yeah. Oh, you did tell us about the Canadian. Tell us about your Canadian. How you think they did and up against
Well, they
Bosnia.
play. I mean, they play well. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
listen. In the end of it all, I think a lot of times people expect them to get a pass by a lot of
Yeah.
this team because I hear people, and this is me hearing people talk. So me never hear of
Mm-hmm.
Bosnia. Me never people say like never heard of this country. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
Mm-hmm.
so you know so you, it's a kind of one of those things that if you hear that now and you hear okay you never hear of this country and then all of a sudden bam, can you come in with that expectation
Yeah.
and then they surprise you. And I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. Then they needed the goal to score against them for them to wake up, for them to start playing as they can. Um, but suddenly there's a missing piece
Yeah.
there with the Canadians. There's a missing piece. They get some shots, but like you said, the shots were so weak.
Mm-hmm.
Barely hitting their foot, and sometimes them is hitting going directly to the goalie. But
Yeah.
they'll just certainly get it together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, right now, everybody they have a point.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody make history. Everybody make history. Everybody have a point, and it's history for Canada, and that's what people really want to see them win a game. A lot of people expect them to move on or to move to the second round, which I think they can. I think they can move on to the second round. It's just you gotta want it.
Yeah.
Goals
Well,
win matches, and if you don't score the
let's
goals, you can't win. If you keep
let's.
drawing, you're not gonna get goals win matches. So you have to be able to put it together. And you look at one or two teams they played prior to that game. They win one and they draw one.
Mm-hmm.
And they play Ireland and they draw to them coming
Mm-hmm.
in. It's a friendly, but they draw. I remember, and then they play and that team where they beat them 2-0. So they really have to get it together. I mean, we talk about there is some hurting pieces. There are some players that's hurt that is not on the roster right now.
Listen.
Hopefully,
Yeah. Davis
hopefully,
and them
yeah,
company. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Hopefully, they will be coming in. Um, and going back to, like I said, go back to Brazil is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're missing that player. Hopefully, if when Neymar come back in, they could be a
Yeah.
different type of game because sometimes you're just missing that piece, right?
Yeah.
To kind of put it together, maybe that leadership. That's what it is. So let's see what happened. But so far, so good. But that pool on its
But
own,
hold on. You think them going to make it out of this group?
yeah, I think they'll make it out of it. I think
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
definitely Canada's for them. Yeah, they'll make it out. They'll make it
They
out of the
want
group.
to make it out of the group
Yeah,
because
they'll
right
make it
now
out of
the
the
group
group. Yeah.
is pretty even and anything can happen out of this group though, because
Yeah, so
Bosnia has the least of the group. I think this is their second World Cup, if I'm not
yeah,
if I'm
yeah,
correct. This is their second World Cup, right? So they're not new, right? Qatar is not a team that is bad either. They play pretty good up against the Swiss, when we saw them. So this is really an open group right now for
right, right now it's open.
Canada.
It's
So
open. Yeah,
If Canada joke
yeah.
around,
They can lose it. Yeah,
they cannot make the 32. George, what do
and
you think?
they playing Qatar next, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in other words, then Canada really have to assert themselves. Them
Mm-hmm.
don't assert themselves. They really, but I see them making out of it based on them energy level. I just see
Yeah,
that the
Energy
team
level.
is a little
Yeah,
bit disjointed in terms of the midfield, the defense,
mm-hmm.
and the forward.
yeah,
We need more
yeah.
linkages. More
Yeah,
linkages. The midfield need to be more dominant and giving the forward card. What is it? The forwards are very excited. They're skillful. They're
yeah.
exciting,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they're not getting the supply. And that is going
Yeah.
to be a problem.
That's gonna be a problem. Hey, listen, Angie Jan asking us, all about the 80 Scotland. Angie, I think, 80 is a little bit out of it in terms of what I'm seeing about them. Them need to get I think they need to get a whole heap of things. So much things happening in 80. Maybe this is the reason why them not as together. But I know that 80 can be a force to reckon with in the future. But I really don't it never looked that way, in George.
No, in terms of 80 is
Yeah,
a tall stretch. I'm
Task.
not going really, a tall stretch will really make it out of the zone.
Yeah.
And they have to get much, much better. And I don't see it based on, what I've seen so far.
Yeah, how do you feel about them, Rudy?
Well. Right now, like I said, we in this. This is the group. We really talk about this group already, but we'll discuss
Yeah,
about Haiti and then move on. Haiti one chance to win a game at the World Cup was against Scotland, and it was 1-0. So they hold on the fort, but they still lost. But that was their
yeah.
only shot. They're not beating Brazil and they're not beating Morocco.
All right,
So that was their
I could
only
go to
shot.
the
Yeah.
big one. I could go to the big one because the United States feeling them lace up them boots and them feeling really strong right, Georgie. Them feeling really, really, really good after them get past her. I would think that Paraguay is a tough playing team all the time, but the man them move the ball around Paraguay like them not even there. Paraguay, get them opportunity and take it. But the United States these youngsters look quite awesome. How you feel? Tell me.
Well, my surprise was in terms of the midfield. I
Yeah.
never expect this level of ball handlers in the US midfield.
Mhm.
And they were solid. They protect the ball at all times.
Yeah.
And they were making the passes, the
Yeah.
important passes. They were finding the space to supply the forward with the ball.
Yeah.
And the defense was so playing so close with the midfield that everything just seemed compact and the energy level was so high. So to me, they are really the surprise team so far in terms of the quality that they put down.
Yeah.
To me, they were the better performer out of all of the teams that I've seen. To me, they are the better performer in terms of team play, coordination. They are the best I've seen so far.
Yeah, man. This forward that them have, him are the leading. I think he's one of the leading goal scorer now. I soon look up who are the top goal scorers, but he had scored 2 goals so far, so they're on top of the table now. Bolly gone, looking good.
When did they score 2 a while ago too? The guy from Chelsea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For Germany.
For Germany, yeah.
Yeah, he scored 2 goals too.
Yeah. So I'm joining the table today. Yeah.
Yes, I'm joining at the top of the table also.
Yeah, man. But this forward where the Americans have, Florin Bolgano scored the 2 goals.
Yeah, he scored 2 goals. Yeah.
Both of his goals look pretty awesome, and it says something about these young players on this American team with this Italian coach.
Yeah, but they were quality good. They were quality
goals. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. So they really look good. They really outplay Paraguay by quite a bit, And when you look at the stats as well, for possession, they had most of the possession, 63% of it compared to 37% of it. Their shots on goal was 17, so they have the opportunity to score a whole lot more. Where Paraguay only had a 8 looking on the goal. So what was happening right there. And when you look at the passes now, 577 passes, PV is a whole lot of passes that the field. So them was really outplaying Paraguay totally. So that was really good. I expect US to reach the 16 still, I'm really looking forward to seeing them in the 16. At one stage, I just think them was going to make the 32 and drop out. But it looked like them going to make the 16. Hey, Rudy?
I don't know, Richie. I tell you already. I'm telling you right now. I believe it's the team they're playing. I think once they get a stronger opponent, then I will say when they play Australia, then I'm going to really look at it from that group. I think Australia is the second strongest team. I did call both of those teams to move on. But don't underestimate Turkey as well. Turkey is actually a really good team. So let us see again, see how it goes. But the USA was the best team I've seen in the World Cup right now.
So far.
Based on how they play, the position, everybody they play in a unison. They control the game. Yeah, they control the game. And when I talk about controlling the game, they really control the game with the passing. Like I said, they not no long passing, they just right close to each other. So it was really, really good for what I see. Really, really good. So and the USA team over the years have always been a threat. Well, I always think over the years they've been cheated by the refs. Um, and it happened many times. So this is the time now, based on all the technology and all the stuff that they have now, they ain't gonna get no cheated, and they're playing in the USA, you know. So if some people want to get a visa to come back, them ref and them make sure that they ref the game proper, you know. It's but it certainly would see something good from the
Something.
USA, especially being for us in the CONCACAF. We really want to see somebody strong and to see
Yeah,
them
man,
at the
Mexico, we
strongest
have,
team. Yeah, I one of the
yeah,
strongest team
CONCACAF well
in
represented,
our
man, and
region.
looking good.
In our region, one of the strongest team in our region. We're looking
Yeah,
forward to see them move on and even go all the way and see if they can get to the quarter or the semis, right? So if they
yeah.
continue this way where they're playing against strong opponents, they can definitely go very, very far in this World Cup.
Well, Andre asking about the officiating at the World Cup so far. How you guys feel about it? I think it's a pretty good officiating so far, George?
Yeah, I think they're using the technology very good.
Yeah.
You know, the interface with the technology seems seamless, and that is good. You understand me? You don't have any bottlenecks in terms of the officiating and the technology.
Yeah.
And when you have such seamlessness, it normally make the game better. You know, we don't have any hiccups and so that is a good look.
Very
there's
good.
a lot of things that they're using. There's a lot, like I said, it's different now to see where we came from football, with the technology they have, and they will get better and better as time comes. But really, really good. Even with the ball itself, because there's something inside of the ball. They talk about that. There's something in the ball that kind of
there's a chip in the ball.
there's a chip in the
AI
ball.
chip.
An AI that can probably say that where the ball was at the time when there was a offside and those type of things. So there are a lot of things that come very, very far, very far in, and I would like to see some other changes in the near future in terms of subs and so forth, that they can have more than the amount of subs they have. I would like to see that in the near future. But a lot of things that that are happening now with FIFA, it's really good. It makes the game better, based on the time we're living in, especially with the generation we in now. You kind of have to switch things around to kind of suit the time that we're living in, and which is what they're doing. So it's really, really good.
I was hoping
before you're done.
Yeah, go
before
ahead.
You go, I just want to say Curacao.
Yeah.
Curacao had a fairy tale moment when they went up 1-1, and then reality set in, and they really reset the whole thing, So
but them shocked, them shocked, yeah, them shocked they score a goal. Yeah, them shocked they like I said, when you just start the game, you see a lot of these teams come out very hot and fiery because you just start the World Cup, just start, your fan is out there, and once you settle in into the game after the first 20 minutes, when you really settle in, is when you start seeing real football. First 20 minutes, people just coming in, the hype of especially the opening game. I'm just talking about opening games now. The hype of the opening games, and your fans is there, and the crowd is there. Your national anthem played, and those type of things. You get into it. This is the World Cup. This is the biggest stage in sports. Not only the world, not for football, in sports. There is no other sporting event, not even the Olympics, is as big as this World Cup. And starting to see that, the first 20 minutes of you see them playing really, really well. And after that, once the game settles in, you see that, teams are settling and start saying, hey, it's time to take over this game, time to control the game, which is what Germany did. But again.
Listen, like I tell you, listen. Yeah, Germany beat them 7-1. But you see when Curacao scored that goal, Germany start to put some respect on the Curacao game.
They have to.
Tell her, because the first 15 minutes of the game, Germany was only playing in the Curacao half totally.
Yeah.
After the goal score, everything started to be playing in the middle of the field until Germany come back from the halftime. Is when they really start to press and realize, hey, listen, we can't get this thing. But when Curacao scored that goal, Germany stand up and look and say, hey, look, we're hot. Look like we can have a game for hand. This is serious.
Yeah, man, they were stunned.
Yeah.
They were stunned.
They were stunned. And then to see a team like that, like I said, countries like this, you don't see them scoring goals in the World Cup. You don't see
but
that.
it's the
Those, you
first
don't
time,
see
Rudy.
that.
But here the
But
thing
that's
is
what I'm
now.
saying.
Here the thing. Here the thing I have with Curacao, and this is the thing that I have with Caribbean country, and maybe it's CONCACAF countries playing at this level, is that they don't, like the Koreans and the Japanese, they don't play the sport. They're playing it on too much emotion sometimes.
But I'm telling you,
Because
it's more.
Curacao
Yeah,
start to get themselves, when they score the goal, they start to play much better. Right? They start to look good. They start to move the ball. They start to tackling much better. Right? After Germany score again, and Germany, it's like everybody wing clip and everybody head drop and everybody, and it come like it's a thing with CONCACAF teams too, right? But if they were playing their kind of game, playing and enjoying the game, like when them score the goal, Germany wouldn't have scored 7. But it's because everything for them break down, they start to not
yeah,
tackle
breakdown. Yep.
them have the
Yep.
players, them have the players in them back, nobody watching the Germans at all. Not Germans was almost like a free for all right now. George, no know what you think.
Yep.
In terms of, as we say, you see, once you don't have a midfield decide games.
Yeah.
If you don't have good midfields, then you're going to just be competing at a certain time, and then you're going to slack off. And to me, in terms of looking at the World Cup, what I see is 2 things I see in terms of technical skill, energy level.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't have the good technical skill and the energy level for match, you're going to just fade away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because, I mean, Germany string together 599 passes compared to 289. They're not doing too bad, right?
Yeah.
Germany had a lot of shots, a lot of looks on goal. Expect that,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, Curacao could have done themselves a little bit better, after them score and start with the German, them feel a little bit, and say, hey, listen, we have got to take them money and more serious than thing. But anyway, let's move on to the Netherlands and the Japanese that just completed 2-2-2. I think is the best
Well,
game
right
thus
now,
far of the
Richie.
tournament.
Well, in Group E right now, the game is about to start. Ecuador playing. Was it
Yeah.
Ivory Coast?
Ivory Coast.
I don't know if we want to discuss who we think going to win. The national anthem is going on right now. Then we could just do a quick discuss. I know the game I haven't played, but we could just say
All
who we
right,
think will win. And
if you want us to
yeah,
look at that 7 o'clock game, Ivory Coast, I expect Ivory Coast to be, over Ecuador because that's how I feel about it. How
yeah,
them going to
same
look
thing,
right
same
now,
here.
I don't know. It's how them
Yeah,
come. What do you think, Georgie?
it's just how they come. Yeah.
This game is going to be a very competitive game because the 2 teams is fairly close in terms of competitiveness. So this should be a good game. Yeah, this should be a good game.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I would.
Any team can take the edge in this one.
Yeah.
Ecuador is not a bad team.
No,
Ecuador is a pretty good team.
It's not a bad team.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
I like I said, any African team is playing. There's something different about the African nations playing football now. And there are different type of like I said, when you see the way the Africans playing and how they take it serious, I certainly think, an African team could move it all the way again. If not careful, an African team could just take it, and take it all the way. So certainly, let's see how Ivory Coast play. They have the fans with them. People travel. These people travel. So definitely that's something you look at to see. Somebody team will see, my people is here with me. My people is here with me. So they're playing for them.
Well,
they're playing for the nation. So we'll see how they do.
Let me have a quick look at the Netherlands and the Japanese because the Netherlands seems to me that they bring out the biggest crowd so far. They were out in their numbers. They were singing and chanting as usual, as the Europeans will do right throughout the game until the end. But the Japanese who came back all the time, them always bounce back. George, give me a quick thought on it, though.
Well, when we look at the stats, we see that the Netherlands have more possession. They had 60 to Japan 40, but they weren't dominating the game, so to speak. They only had the possession, but the Japanese team was well organized.
Yeah.
The energy level was good. Their skill level in terms of making passes playing out of the midfield, holding the ball was good. So it allowed them to be competitive with the Netherlands team who had more possession of the ball. And it shows in the score. When they're 2-2, they match them in every quarter.
Yeah.
But what I find out is that the Japanese team, they were, too inviting. They didn't, to me, they didn't really play at their right potential. Because in other words, then they were kind of gauging their play against the Netherlands team. And it depends on what the Netherlands do, they were countering. So they are looking in terms of counter. But I feel if they were exerting themselves more on the Netherlands, they could have pressed them better and even win that game.
Yeah. Rudy, how you feel about it?
Well, I said Netherlands is my second team. But when I watch even in the possession, 60% to 40%. Most of the stats we're seeing the Netherlands should have won the game. I'm right out. They shouldn't be even a draw. Should have won the game. And the only thing that the Japan had over them, they had 4 saves. Netherlands had 1, and then they had the 7 fouls amongst each other. But every other stats, Netherlands was ahead of them in every other stat. So, like I said, but when I watched the last 30 minutes of the game, you could see a different Japan team, not a team that will give up, and they never give up, and they start playing and they start pressuring. And like I said, it wasn't no big shot, to tie the game. They get the opportunity, they get the corner, and they send it over, and it's just a header. So they get that opportunity, and that's all it takes with some of these teams, like the Koreans, the Chinese, and now the Japanese. Don't give them the opportunities because they will take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So that's what really happened. They take advantage.
The Japanese, for me, is a pretty organized team.
Yeah, very much so.
Pretty organized team. They will beat you because the Netherlands was a bit worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Netherlands was a bit worried. When the Japanese score back, they got worried. Right?
Yeah.
So they will beat you. But I still expect the Japanese and the Netherlands to come out of this. I don't know what will happen between Sweden and Tunisia. How you see that next game coming up, Georgie?
That'll be the first game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
George, you still there?
Yeah, man, I'm still there. How
you feel about the Sweden game?
Well, Sweden supposed to win that game, Sweden is a very organized team.
Yeah.
Sweden. Yeah, a very organized team. I've been surprised if Sweden didn't win that game.
Yeah.
Right? As I said, I would just watch it in terms of how it play out, but as far as I won't say more on it until I see the condition that they are really in.
Yeah. But you expect good things from Sweden.
Yeah, man, I expect good things from Sweden, as they always do.
Yeah. So remember, Sports Club fans, so chime in, send us your questions. As Stacey and sending her question, she enjoyed the Japanese game a while ago. She think is the best game thus far. Well, I enjoyed it too, Stacey, and just to let you know, we all enjoyed that game. It was very entertaining, end-to-end goal scoring, that kind of thing, very competition, and that's why we watched the game. So, yeah, but so Sports Club fans, just remember to continue to send in your comments in terms of your team and how your team is doing, and things like that. So as Rudy said, the match between Ivory Coast and Ecuador is on the way, still 0-0 after a couple of minutes in starting, and then 10 o'clock we're going to have that Sweden game in Rudy.
Yeah, and listen, I'm watching both teams, and I'm looking at the last game they played, the last few games. And Sweden, for the last 5 games they play, they have a draw. As they will have a 2-win back-to-back, and then they had a loss and a draw again. Tunisia, we're looking at them they're playing like a team like Belgium and Algeria, and then they play Canada, they draw. They play Haiti, they won. So it's gonna be tough. But the last time them two teams play each other, I think it was a 1-0. It was a 1-0 for Sweden. Lost that game the last time they actually played together. Sweden lost. So and it was a friendly, international friendly. But if and that's and it was a very long time ago since they
Yeah.
end up playing together. So if it's something that we talk about a revenge,
Yeah.
here you have a team that believe that they can do it in terms of Tunisia. They tell themselves, hey, we beat them already. They can do it again. So they've definitely it's not a walk in the park for this game tonight. I think it's going to be a tough game. Um, and I think it's going to be it's an easy game. It could end up becoming a draw game.
All right, let me just get some quick responses though, because we're almost out of the time that we had set up, right? And we want to watch the next game, of course. So this game tomorrow, Spain, Cape Verde, everybody expects Spain to get that. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, no question.
So Cape Verde, everybody expects Spain to get that. The Belgium-Egypt game, Georgie, how you feel about that one for tomorrow too?
Belgium supposed to win that. Spain supposed to win. You know?
So
if they play to expectations.
If we're playing to expectations. And the Saudi Arabia, Uruguay, Rudy.
Well, they're not gonna do what they did in the last World Cup. No, they're not playing Argentina, and they think they win a game. You know what I mean? But I have to be very careful because the last time they beat a team, that team went and won the World Cup. So, certainly, but they wouldn't do this to Uruguay. Uruguay is gonna win that game.
Uruguay is a tough team. Georgie, your quick response.
Yeah. I'm going with Uruguay to win that team.
Yeah.
Win that game.
Win that game.
So, I'm going to take my leave, because I'm going to watch this match. I need to watch this match.
All right. So, man, blessings, Georgie. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for coming on, Georgie.
All right, Rudy. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, man. Blessings, yeah, man. Right. We'll see you again. Yeah.
All right.
We'll talk about this match, because I want to see how these guys play.
All right. Fantastic, George. Yeah, man.
Right,
sir,
coach. Blessings.
Sir, we never get to have Orion on, but hopefully we can get Orion on one day in the week and we have a conversation and thing. But yeah, fantastic. So Rudy, you've been enjoying the World Cup so far.
No, definitely. It has been very good, very entertaining. Like I said, I think everybody's enjoying this because, after the World Cup is the Olympics. I don't think there's any other sport. The only thing that make the Olympics so grand is different sports in it. But this is bigger. Like I find globally people watching this, and especially being in a country here like Canada, they take time off. Some companies tell people don't come to work. You understand what I mean? Work from home. Man. Tell them take vacation just for that first game. And we have never seen this for even if the Olympics were doing that. We don't see things like that. So this is big. Football is a big game, and when I speak to young people about the game of football, I tell them football build a nation. I had a conversation with a government agent already. Said you have to invest in football, especially in the Caribbean. That football build a nation.
Yeah, man. Football is a team sport, so
it's a team sport, and you've seen that with the team, with the Spanish league, with the English league, with the European league. They are a community. Imagine me wearing a Arsenal jersey going into Manchester United. I may not even come back alive. You know what I mean? It's some things you can do, and that's the kind of thing we're talking about.
Before we jump off, let's just look at some of the stats that is in the World Cup so far. The goal scorers and the top goal scorers right now. So we have two persons,
with
that
two
have
goals,
scored two goals each right now, which is the American
and the German,
and the German Cal, right? So they have scored two goals, so they're leading. With the Swiss man having one goal, quite a bit of persons having one goal, including the Canadian, of course. Don't leave him out because
he's in there.
One of the American Rainer, big baller, having a goal as well. So there's quite a bit of.
But a lot of football to play. Lots of football to play. Even before the first round, the first round finish. And when is the first round finish? A Thursday, Wednesday. Yeah. So between now and Wednesday, there's a lot of games to play, and then I guess that's when the first game are finished because we still haven't England haven't played yet. Ghana, Portugal. You understand? I mean, some teams that haven't even Colombia. And let's not talk about. I know you don't like to hear it. My favorite team. My Argentina Certainly. And then this is a big game.
Yeah.
Your team against Senegal. That are really. That's going to be a big game, and I think this is one of the biggest games in the first round in this whole thing. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Brazil Morocco was good, but this game, France and Senegal,
it's going
that's
to be
going
a
to be
huge
a
game.
big game.
One of the biggest game in the competition.
That's listen. That game was going to make you or break you. I'm telling you, in this World Cup, this game either make you or break you. And I really think that, come Tuesday, this is going to be a really big game. And I'm really looking forward to see this game on Tuesday. So, yeah.
Major game coming up. And that's on Tuesday the 16th. France up against Senegal is one that we're looking forward to.
3 p.m.
And Argentina, Algeria is going to be a good game, even though it's your team, but these Algerians don't play. But anyway,
good for them. They're not a big good. But and Richie and another thing, I know we speak about football. This upcoming week is the Canadian Championship track and field. I'm going to head out to Ottawa. One of my athletes trying to make the World Junior team. So we're just going to go there and see what it is. Sunday I might be driving back, so you're going to have me probably on live, but on the drive back. Because I'm coming back on Sunday, but we could be on the drive back and we could stay connected. We could do a quick live while I'm there to talk about certain things. The Canadian National Championship. Yeah. I can take a few clips, few videos, and that way you could, we could talk about it when we get a chance and discuss that.
Of course, I think it's going to be the Jamaican National Championships coming up too. So there's going to be quite a bit of national championships taking place during that week as well. So So there's a whole lot we're going to have to be covering.
There's a lot. We're going to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. Probably next week, maybe at 2 hours or something like that. Talking about a lot of sports. Yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot, and then especially we're gonna get all the ranks come on. Maybe Wednesday evening we should do something just talking about the first round. Maybe after the game or Thursday morning or something like that.
Well,
probably look at it and talking about the first round of games and see what, and that way at least all the teams get to touch the ball. I'm gonna see what's happening.
We'll have to jump out of here because the match started.
Yeah, man. The game started already. I'm watching that now. 10 minutes in.
Family. Blessings and thank you a whole lot. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for, sending in your comments and that kind of thing. Reds, Andrea, Stacy, Big Eyes, Georgie, Orion, all of my people in Jamaica, all our people here in Canada as well, because I see you, and thank you very much for chiming in. Keep it going. Senegal, France, big game. Reds.
Big game.
All right.
Big game. Big game.
Senegal for me.
Senegal for me too, no? I like them French,
but it's France. I expect to win the World Cup. But
man, let's come. But listen,
Liverpool is always going to be my player, and I have to support him.
Yeah. So it's good,
Senegal,
man. And listen, man, and that's the love of the sport, man. We just love the sport, man, and this sport is such a great sport, and that's why there's so much money into it. And there's no discussion about money. When you see they buy a player and do these kind of things, then for tens of millions of dollars they're buying players for. Man, the sport have money because there is no other sport where you see fans put out. Fans put out. So yeah, definitely, it's good to see that, man. But it's a good show. It's always good. Sports Pulse on a Sunday. Thank you, fans. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for being with us. It was really good.
Yeah, man, blessings. And Sports Glove fans, listen, we might have some of them things to give away, so check it out. Tell me what you think. Join the show if you want to win, because we're going to have them in abundance to give away right throughout the World Cup and the track and field season. So, listen, if you love the cap, see it? Sports Globe cap.
I have to come get my. I got to show it off at national championships. So I got to come by and see you. I'll see you before I leave. I'll come see you before I leave, so I can show off mine in at the national championship this weekend. Yeah.
Blessings.
All right, then have a good one.
Blessings.